Hello everyone and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. It's been a few days, but I've been a busy man. And here you can see the net of that busyness. I have flooded my 137 gallon custom tank. And flooded is just some term I heard an aquarist use for putting water in the damn thing. And I did that and planted it, and that's what we're gonna talk about and look at today. But 5 months after moving to Chicago, this was the first thing I thought about doing when I moved here, and it's about the last thing since moving into the house. But good things come to those who wait, or so I've been told. All right, so first of all, you notice the shimmer, right? That's from the Kessel lights I have, not a strip light. I have two Kessels that I used to have a version of for my marine tank, and I love the way they created a shimmer in the water. That's what they're known for. Beautiful hanging light, not too cheap, but I've got two of them, and they're creating this fabulous shimmer against a hardscape that I showed in an earlier video, which is Cirro stone, and obviously some big pieces of bogwood. Two primary pieces, really, that I've anchored together. I soaked them for a long period so that they wouldn't float, and I also use rock to ensure that didn't happen, and it did not happen. However, let's get to some of the bad part. The ubiquitous white fungus that you get on new driftwood. Well, I've got that in spades, and I brushed some of it off, and the overflow just sucked it right in, but there's more of it, and it'll take a few weeks before that finally goes. Planting, oh my gosh. I actually bought a bunch of plants from Aquarium Plants Factory, an online seller, and I'm pretty happy with the result. I'd say a B plus maybe. I got a bunch of Vallisneria, classic jungle vale, and I put groups of plantlets on either side, framing the tank. And then I have various strains of Hygrophila coriambosa. That's what that one is there, the giant coriambosa. And then behind it, I've got more of those sort of relatively fast growing and hardy Hygrophila stem plants. These bubbles here are from the CO2, and I'll talk about that in a minute if I don't forget in my own excitement. I threw in some floating plants and tried to keep them away from the overflow using a piece of tubing that you suction cup on either side, and it's sort of working, but I don't know, it seems like a jury rig seems half-assed, so I'm not sure. But the idea of having as many kinds of plants in this tank as possible to prevent the inevitable algae bloom, it seems like a good move. These stems, the tallest of them all, were actually in those little vases I talked about in the previous video, and they're rocking it. It's like, I think a Ludwigia repens or a simple stem plant like that. Not seeing the red that I'm accustomed to, but they are growing tall and strong. And then more Hygrophila and some more plants from my own tank, those smaller stems there, which actually could be the Ludwigia repens, and then this would be something else. But I suck at the actual proper names, and if you ask me, I will find out and give you the correct proper names. Now, I have sand, which I've never used before, going around the whole tank here, and there's very little fertilization within that sand. I did bury some root tabs, and so I'm hoping these crypts here, these Cryptocorn Wendy and Lucia and other sort of common crypts, will be able to sustain themselves. I also put in some dwarf hair grass. That's wishful thinking. I was hoping for not a carpet, but just something, right? And I'm only gonna give that a couple weeks more. And if it stays scraggly, I'll either pull it, or by the time I put the school of Coreodoras in here, they will knock that out probably within 48 hours. But I'm hoping that this stuff will catch and create just another sort of plant. These crypts seem to be doing okay. Everything in here has been in here about 10 days, so that's And I have epiphytes here. Epiphytes meaning, you don't plant them in the soil, you plant them in rocks and wood. So I've got some long leaf Java fern in the back, don't see much of it. Some of my own Hygrophila pinnifada, and I put those every which where. And I finally got some Deformis wisteria basically, and I want those like bushy green plants to fill out. You see specimens of that sort of interspersed amongst the Anubias and the Hygrophila and the Java fern, etc. And then obviously on the bottom, as I talked about, all sorts of different crypts and hair grasses and things of that nature. Underneath the main island, there is aqua soil, and I have used root tabs along the back where the aqua soil below the gravel starts to thin. I wanted to make sure the veils get a good jump because they are a massive root feeder. So we'll see. I'm super stoked and I'm pretty happy with the result. I mean, the white fungus kind of is inevitable. Sometimes you get lucky depending on the driftwood. It's harmless, but it's disgusting. And I always worry it will hurt plants and other life forms, but I've been told over and over that it does not. Well, we'll find out. I'm holding off before putting any livestock in here. I'm sure there's some, and I see them already. There are some little snails that are also as inevitable as the tides. And that's fine. If anything, they'll help the cycling in their own little way. But I'm still planning on a beautiful school of angelfish and a beautiful school of Coreodoras, and then other cleanup crew, and perhaps some dwarf neon rainbow fish or Congo tetras or something like that to offset or to complement the group of angelfish. So it's been 5 days since I actually uploaded a video or made one. What's the difference, right? And I guess I hope it was worth it for you. Lord knows I've been dreaming about this day, and I'm excited to share that with you. So any questions or comments, please let me know. Love to hear from you. As always, keep your hands in the tank. Lord knows I will. Ciao for now.